Welcome in the ring to each and every one of you. It's Friday night. It's still a fight night. We're happy that you're here with us. Wherever you're joining us from, good folks, share the live and smash that emoji button as well, folks. We're going to fight it out tonight. Good to have each and every one of you on the live. Beatrice Selby, Dolly Anderson, Kyle Bino. Great to see each and every one of you good folks on the live tonight. We got a lot to share with you. Our boys have come home. Good folks, the 5 fallen soldiers arrived at Eugene Correa International Airport today. What a sad afternoon it was. We're going to talk about that, the latest on the Ghana-Venezuela border front. We're going to talk about that too and some other things. Nice time. Money got for Met, good folks. Good to have each and every one of you here with us. Guys, share that line for us. Smash that emoji button as well and partner with us, because we don't run and watch it. You want to help us, folks? Here's how you can do so.
Want to keep getting the best in the ring?
Let's fight!
Yes, you can help us to keep going by partnering with us through your contributions. And it's easy. Send us a daily, weekly, or monthly donation, whichever is most convenient to you. Cash App at $in the ring 592, Zelle and PayPal in the ring 592 at gmail.com, or WhatsApp us on 627-6963 for how to contribute via MoneyGram and Western Union and for MMG payments. Want to keep getting the best in the ring?
Let's fight!
Yes, you can help us to keep going by partnering with us through your contributions. And it's easy. Send us a daily, weekly, or monthly donation, whichever is most convenient to you. Cash App at $in the ring 592, Zelle and PayPal in the ring 592 at gmail.com, or WhatsApp us on 627-6963 for how to contribute via MoneyGram and Western Union and for MMG payments. Want to keep getting the best?
Yeah, that's how we do it, folks. Pace and power. A very good evening to each and every one of you. Shondell Moses, Joan Robertson, good to see you there. Sherry, Sharuda, good to have you. Sherry Shoulder Lynch, if I remember correctly. Good to have you, Sherry, on the live. Mario Bella, good to have you, Mario, and all the other good folks who are joining us this evening. Pace and power. Good folks, share that live. Smash that emoji, good folks. I see Vanetta's here, Valetta Bramell, Jolly Anderson, Leslyn Thompson. Good to have Debbie. Good to have Patricia Asana on the live tonight. And all the other folks, Leslyn Hamilton, Shelley. As we said, folks, our GDF soldiers, our boys in uniform, came home this afternoon. We wish it was under happier circumstances. We were there to receive them, the 5 fallen GDF soldiers who perished in that helicopter crash. On the 6th of December, folks, came home this afternoon, a sad afternoon. Herod Cato, we see you there. Melville Schultz, we see you there as well, folks. We see you there as well. Good to have each and every one of you on the live tonight, and that's where we begin, folks. That is the opener this evening. The 5 fallen soldiers arrived at Eugene Correa Airport this afternoon. Leslyn, Isabella, Brennan, Osman, Marcia, Beatrice Saturday. Those of you joining us on Facebook, those of you joining us on the tubers, and those of you joining us on Twitter, good to have you folks on the live. Facebook as well. Good to have each and every one of you. Carl Nelson, Everett Shorts, Vanessa, Jean, Chandra, Gwyneth, Cheryl. Good to have you folks on the live. We're going to ring the bell one time for you. Each and every one of you good folks. Good to have you guys here this evening with us. And because the show is ours, we can ring the bell again. Yep. And we're going to ring it a couple times for our fallen comrades. And this is where we begin our broadcast from this evening, folks. We want to thank the news source for the footage coming out of Eugene Correa Airport this afternoon. Our soldiers returned home, returned to Georgetown. Folks, they met their demise in that Arau area there that's on our western borders with Venezuela. This is some of what we saw, folks, at the Eugene Correa Airport just this afternoon. Take a look and take a listen. Pray for the families, folks. Let us remember to pray for the families, for the 5 fallen soldiers. We know now Colonel Michael Charles, Lieutenant Colonel Michael Charles, Lieutenant Colonel Michael Shahood, retired Brigadier Gary Beaton, Lieutenant Colonel Sean Welcome, and Sergeant Jason Can. Those are the 5 fallen soldiers, and their bodies returned to us this afternoon. There were hundreds out there at the Eugene Cry Airport. I'm told the president was there, the prime minister was there as well to receive the bodies of our fallen comrades as our nation mourns tonight, folks, as our nation mourns tonight. That's some of what we know at this hour. That's some of what we know. Let's get into the fight card, folks. Give you guys a sense of some of the other things that we're following this evening, and we got some more to cover on that. A very tragic homecoming, that very, very sad, melancholy homecoming. The OAS got some stuff happening there. The United Nations as well. We're eager to hear about. As we said, we're still on the front of the GDF soldiers who came home today. We lost a cricketer today as well, because the madness on the roads continue. A lot of projects starting under the government. We see the fanfare for them to start and they finish. Very, very poor, very, very weak. And of course, Vice President Jack Dew. We got to talk about him as well. Some of the stuff we got on the fight card tonight. Good, folks. Good to have each and every one of you here with us. Good to have you guys here with us. And let's begin by talking about some of the stuff that we know. Lieutenant Andrew Crawford and Corporal Dwayne Jackson were flown back to the city as well. And these are the 2 survivors of that horrific crash that claimed the lives of 5 other soldiers of the Guyana Defense Force. And we are grateful to have them with us, alive and receiving medical attention. And we're hoping and praying that they get back to full health shortly, and they can tell us the circumstances surrounding how we lost their comrades. They were flown back to the city today as well. The surviving soldiers, the Guyana Defense Force told us that they were extracted from that crash site in Arao on the neighboring community on our western borders with Venezuela. I know there are lots of schools of thought out there. Just at the supermarket this afternoon, so many folks came up to me asking, what is the latest? And, sharing their own concerns, sharing their own theories and what happened. It's a very, 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 very tense time in our nation's history. Very, very tense time. We lost Lieutenant Colonel Michael Charles, Lieutenant Colonel Michael Shahood, retired Brigadier Gary Beaton, Lieutenant Colonel Sean Welcome, and Sergeant Jason Can as well. And our thoughts and prayers with all those families, including Corporal Dwayne Jackson and Lieutenant Andrew Crawford, who we still have with us. Thanks be to God, who we still have with us. And that's just some of what we know at this hour. Sunday, folks, has been declared by the President here finale. We saw some of this coming out of the Ministry of the Presidency, or the Office of the President, that is known now, coming out of the Office of the President, that is going to be a day of prayer. Sunday is being dedicated as a day of prayer and reflection for the soldiers who died in this tragic, folks, very tragic helicopter crash on the 6th of December, just a few short days ago. Sunday's a day of prayer. So don't go to a place and drink and drunk up and so on. Let's just reflect on their lives and all those who would have preceded them, who gave their lives for this country. And let's reflect on all of them, and especially the 5 who lost their lives, and pray also for the full health to return to Corporal Dwayne Jackson and Lieutenant Andrew Crawford as well. Sunday, folks, Sunday, and National Day of Prayer and Reflection. That's what's going to be happening on Sunday. So let's be mindful of that. Let's be mindful of that. Karen, welcome. Vanilla Garner, Tony Hack. We see each and every one of you on the live with us tonight. Glenford Gordon, we see you too. Dawn Cook, we see you. Sunday, day of prayer and reflection, folks. As it was last Sunday, wasn't it? A day of prayer and reflection. These Sundays getting more and more intense. Dolly, Enid Miggins, Laverne, Harcher, and Kelman Prasad, thanks all of you being on the live tonight. Share the live if you can, folks. Smash that emoji button for us as well. Do we have it right? Do we have it? Yeah, Sunday's a day of prayer, and then we go on to other matters now. I thought we had missed a bit there, but the president of Russia, Vladimir Putin, says he wants to see a peaceful end to this row, this dispute we have with Venezuela concerning our territorial sovereignty. I wish President Putin could have been more definitive, but then it's Putin. He calls for a peaceful end to the Guyana-Venezuela row. How's not the kind of peaceful end that Ukraine is enduring currently? I hope it's not the kind of peaceful end. I hope and pray we don't go down that road. Raquel Gentle, Valerie Clark, thanks for your prayers, Valerie. Glenford Gordon said, I don't trust Putin. Sign me up. Sign me up, Henry. Brenda Henry, Naomi Drucker, Unity Elias. Good to have all of you on the live. Elderly Gilbert, Leon Logan. He wants to see a peaceful end of this row. Folks, it can't be row. It was one person doing all the talking and being loud and aggressive. It's not a row, it's a monologue. That's what Caracas is having. It's a monologue here. We want to see a peaceful end. We come in peace. Our friends in Caracas acting the fool. Is our friend in Caracas. I hope Vladimir call him and talk some sense into him. What else could we expect, folks? Are we expecting anything else? Brenda Moore, Joylyn Cook. Why couldn't Russia be as definitive as the Bahamas? Homia Martleys, Barbados, Dr. Keith Rowley's Trinidad and Tobago. Why couldn't they be as definitive as the Bahamas? What are they afraid of? Bahamas is said, folks. It is saying to Venezuela, respect the settled borders of Guyana. Plain and simple. Marcia Jackman, respect the settled borders of Guyana. Why couldn't Dr. Kit Rowley say it like that? That wasn't so hard. Mia Motley, respect the settled borders of Guyana. That's the demand of Venezuela. Simple and coherent. Respect the settled borders. 1966, Geneva Convention. The 1899 Arbitral Award. Settled borders. Settled borders. Saw some comments coming out of Maduro again. Oh, he wants to go back to the 1966 agreement. I saw our ambassador here from Venezuela meeting with all Caribbean leaders. I saw him and Roosevelt's carrot, telling them of the weight, according to him, of the referendum and the implications of the referendum. Folks, this madness is infective. This madness is infective. I wish to see more Caribbean leaders as definitive, ladies and gentlemen, as our friends in the Bahamas. We owe them one. Respect the settled borders. Respect it. Right? Respect it. See our brother there, he ain't got no back coming from nobody. He ain't got no back coming from nobody. He ain't trying to eat a bread. He ain't trying to make a bread and eat a food. So he can say it as it is. And we respect him for that. Right? And we can stand with him when the Bahamas are in their time of need. Van Classic, Shondell, Dolly Anderson, Tessa, Isaac Swivzani, Dennis Bishop. We're going to stand with him as well. Because he's standing with us. Respect the settled borders. Respect it. They're telling us the OAS, they're going to have an emergency meeting as well on Venezuela's aggression and threat to regional peace. Sometimes I get a little iffy about the OAS. They look shifty and shady sometimes. But I keep saying, folks, in times like this, we can't pick and choose where we get the support from. We're not going to pick and choose. So I'm happy they're meeting and having this emergency meeting on our behalf, Kim Walker, Gwyneth Anderson, Chinsing Henry, Michelle Goret, Tyler, Ossie, Desiree. Ring the bell one time for our Barbadian, for our Bahamian brothers for standing with us. Thank you so much for that. And I'm going to be bold enough to ring the bell one time for the OAS for standing with us. At least on this occasion, they're not exhibiting jacobatical tendencies like Dr. Keith Rowley and Mayor Motley. Can't say that the borders are settled in that 1899 arbitral award. They dance around the place. But thank you very much, OAS. Thank you, OAS, for having the test, taking a fortitude to have a high-level meeting on this issue. We're looking for the outcomes on that as well. And while we're there, folks, we know that the United Nations Security Council would have been meeting today. We don't have any information out of that meeting as yet. But just wanted to alert you, the OAS going into an emergency meeting and the United Nations Security Council should have had a meeting during the course of the day. And we still want to wait and hear what came out of that meeting. Folks, I am full. I am full mentally. I feel full spiritually, physically. I am so thankful that it's the weekend to get to gather myself together. Since we were playing that introduction, the arrival of the bodies of our 5 fallen comrades, the arrival of those bodies at the Eugene Cryer Airport today. I wanted to bust cry at the back. It's so much on all these fronts. But us big people, we got to stick together. We got to stick together. Thank you, OAS. Right. Us big people, we got to stick together. That's so glad for Susan, Leslin, Yvette, Pretty Militia said, I cried. I know how you feel. I'm holding it back and I'm so thankful that it's the weekend. They get some quiet time to just reflect. Sunday's a day of reflection. Let us reflect. Alison Cortez says, Guyana going through a rough time. Oh, Alison, I think rough is an understatement. I think rough is a little understatement. Right? We had COVID to deal with. Chicken pox, smallpox, all kinds of things. We lost 20 of our children in a horrific fire. 5 of our soldiers now. What more? What more? How much more? There's a cross in government. Let me say it. There's a cross in government. The cross. They are cross. Top to bottom is a cross in government. And they have unleashed all these woes upon us. It's a cross in government. Let me say it for all of us. A pack, a bunch, a shoal, a school of crosses cabinet of crosses. I've said it. Tell you all are full. And I'm so thankful this weekend because I'm about to just like that, folks. The CXC, Criminal Examination Council, says it stands in solidarity with Guyana in relation to our falling soldiers. We have this info a little misplaced, but there it is nonetheless. I'm so happy. The Criminal Examination Council, right? You know how we say it colloquially, Guyanese? You know how we say it colloquially? I feel for you. I feel it for you. And that's how I felt when we saw the Criminal Examination Council saying they're standing in solidarity with Guyana. Cecilia Clark, Kamal Passat, Leslie Thompson, Spurley, Annette Gordon. They're standing with a cooperative republic. The death of these soldiers, thanks to a crossing government. Every day, every week, the fires, the deaths on our roads, the violence against our women and girls. We talk about it all the time, the carnage on our roads and waterways. And now this uptick in national tragedy, like I can't take it no more. Just the other day we were grieving 20 lives we lost. 20 lives. 20 lives. Thank you, CXC. Thank you. I hope I can get to the end of this program. I hope I get to the end. Veronica Primoralin says, never a dull moment. Never a dull moment. Absolutely correct. Right. Absolutely correct. I see June Cameron says, blackout trending. June, coming wrong by you, say just now. Blackout trending. That's what June said, blackouts. This is the route here. This is the route. The jagabats and the trench crappos. The root of it. Wickedness. 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 Y'all take what I tell y'all. They can backfire, you know. Take what I tell you, you can backfire. You can backfire. They're going to do and do and do and do till over. They can backfire. Siobhan McDonald, Volmay Wilson, Raquel Gentle, Chinsing Henry, Wayne Brown, Anthony Jarvis, they can backfire. They can come one way and they can flee 1,000 ways. Maxine, Leslyn, Natasha G. Paul, Andrea Alexander, Volmay Wilson, they can backfire. I want to thank the 2,500 of you watching us. Kamal Passat. Kamal Passat. Kamal says here, let me capture it correct. Oh, the comments are flipping by so fast. Yesterday, 5 public servants died and 2 injured. All in the line of duty. And today, PUP rewarded us with a disgraceful 16.5. My God, wouldn't that be something? Wouldn't that be something? 6.5 for your sorrows. That's how we buy it. 6.5 penny for your thoughts. Kamal is right there. Kamal, you peep the cards. You peep the cards, Kamal. You peep the cards. 6.5 salary increase was announced today. Salary increase. We don't talk about increase. Please, when we get in the retro, y'all know how we say it. Y'all know how we say it. When we get in the retro, well, we get the retro. Right? The dash it in with chest like nothing. 6.5. Take the for your fastness, Kim Walker. Kim Walker said wickedness in high places. Colin Dukwaluro says, Guyana is not a real place under this government. Absolutely right. Absolutely right. It's not a real place under them boys. Let's pull it back one time. It's not a real place. Roxy Daily Austin says oppressors. Blackout plus 6.5 equals stress, says Joylyn Cookie. Joylyn, you know the whole thing. Rhonda, you know the whole story. Leslie Hamilton, Quincy, Dorrit, you all know the whole story. Michael Charles. Right? You know the whole story. The whole thing. For your information, folks, they announced a 6.5 salary increase today. You know, when Dr. Ashley Singh came out to talk about this increase, the actual announcement lasted less than 30 seconds. But he had a 9 minutes presentation. Starting this and that and all rigmarole story. Right? It's like you say, I gave it 3% last year, so if you add 3 and you add this year, it's really 9 you're getting. Well, give it 9 in retro now. If you had it something sometime before, you can get 14%. Well, give it the retro for 14. Huh? Give me the retro for 14. Folks, here is Dr. Ashley saying today, not a finale. No doubt the stresses and strain wearing on him. Dr. Ashley Singh making an announcement of the salary increases, the retro.
My fellow Guyanese, the task is now mine on behalf of our government to announce that we will be paying in 2023 an across-the-board salary increase of 6.5% to all public servants, teachers, members of the discipline services, constitutional office holders, as well as government pensioners. This increase will be granted retroactively to the 1st of January 2023, and the consequential salary adjustments will benefit over 54,000 public servants, teachers, members of the discipline services, and government pensioners, and will place an additional $7.5 billion in disposable income annually in the hands of these employees. Our government also continues to recognize, even more so this time, the hard work that government employees do every day in delivering services to the people of Guyana. And in particular, we recognize the continued dedication of our men and women in uniform. As such, I also wish to announce that we will pay a 1-month tax-free bonus to all members of the discipline services, which will benefit 12,000 members of the uniformed services and will place an additional $1.5 billion of disposable income in their hands. In this regard, I also wish to announce, for the first time, this bonus will be paid to the civilian employees of the Guyana Defense Force. Fellow Guyanese, work will start immediately to ensure that all persons receive their salaries together with the retroactive amounts, and in the case of the discipline services, together with the 1-month tax-free bonus, no later than the designated payday in December.
For your information, folks, the retro pay. For your information, the retro pay. It's a good time for us to say, if you want to see us keep moving forward, folks, partner with us. We don't run out of water. You can't tell me you don't got it now. We don't run out of water. It's a perfect time for that segment. We don't run out of water, folks. If you wanted to see us keep going, day after day, week after week, and month after month, here's how you can help us.
Want to keep getting the best in the ring?
That's right.
Yes, you can help us to keep going by partnering with us through your contributions. And it's easy. Send us a daily, weekly, or monthly donation, whichever is most convenient to you. Cash App at $in-the-ring592, Zelle and PayPal in-the-ring592@gmail.com, or WhatsApp us on 627-6963 for how to contribute via MoneyGram and Western Union and for MMG payments. Want to keep getting the best in the ring?
That's right.
Yes, You can help us to keep going by partnering with us through your contributions. And it's easy. Send us a daily, weekly, or monthly donation, whichever is most convenient to you. Cash App at $ in the ring 592, Zelle and PayPal in the ring 592 at gmail.com, or WhatsApp us on 627-6963 for how to contribute via MoneyGram and Western Union and for MMG payments.
Folks, sometimes I can't with my own self. So if you can't with me, I understand it. Sometimes Leonard Sampson, Claudine, Gil Alicox, Sasha Trim, Valerie Clark, I can't with my own damn self. So I understand how you folks might feel. Raquel Gentle and Forbes Fraser, Bentley Edwards, and all the other guys joining us, Shirlene Juicer Tendry, Naomi Drucker, Charles Nelson, and Marcy Agard. I understand. I can't remember. So the penny 6.5, folks. 6.5 and go. That's what it was. 6.5 every year under the coalition government. Love them or hate them, got an increase. You know, got an increase. These guys, it's a bribe. It's a bribe against the corruption. Bribe against the corruption. Yep, 6.5. Take that in your chest. Take that in your chest. Good folks, accident report today. Accident report today. And here's where we lost cricketer Clive Butts, former Guyanese cricketer, West Indies off spinner, said he died in an accident at Eccles. And reports we got said the circumstances surrounding how Clive Butts lost his life in that accident remains sketchy. But folks, our thoughts and our prayers, with his family. And I'm certain the community that loved them as well. Our thoughts and prayers are with them. You can't get to mourn one person, somebody else gone. You can't get to mourn one person, somebody else gone. Folks, our thoughts and our prayers with his family. You know, thoughts and prayers with his family. So sad to see him transition and in this way too. So sad. Thoughts and prayers with the family. Former cricketer, West Indies cricketer, Clive Butts gone at 66. Gone at 66, folks. Yep. Believe it or not. It is what it is. Anybody see Candy? Candy the leader and Judge it? Anybody see Candy, folks? Candy on the live tonight? Lillian Prince, Celeste Clark, Roxanne Garraway, Debbie Collins, Siobhan McDonald. Anybody see Candy? Anybody see Brenda? There used to be an old song like that. Anybody see Brenda? Folks, these generators were supposed to be here a little while now, of course, to help in the mitigation of blackouts. Well, the generators get delayed now. Folks, anything in this country is work. Huh? You know, folks, I beg you all, forgive me for laughing. This is how we register despair. This is how we do it. I think it's better than crying. The generators coming to alleviate your blackouts. Right? It got delayed. I didn't know if it had a blackout. But Susan Davison, Rena Cummins, Edward Brooms, the generator, it got a little problem. It has been delayed. And this is next week. It was January, February, March, April, May, June, November, they said December. First week in December. Well, so much for that. And you can hear this administration will come to your door and say, voters back in. We will deliver the generators. Voters back in. And let's make it happen. Cecilia Joseph English. My God. The burdens we carry. You know. There's a cross we got fetch, you know. The PPP, that's the cross. We got fetch. The generators delayed. Folks, this government lies so much, you even have a generator by yet. They lie so much. We were doing badly in the power supply sector. And then another brother, Cash, take over. And folks, I didn't think after Dingyal, we could have done worse. I didn't think so. But Cash, Nandalal, fighting Dingyal for last place. Fighting Dingyal for worst CEO GPL ever had. And if you thought Cash was coming from Canada with know-how and meeting deadlines and so on, not a bit of it. GPL has taken a nosedive. It was already in a downward spiral. But at least you had a little, right? The curve. There's a curve there. Now, Here's another curve. It's a steep descent. Thank you, Cash. And Jack Dio. You remember Jack Dio told us the other day when a question was asked of natural resources, he said he don't deal with those things, you see. He's a policy man. We talk about generators delayed, though. You see how this get find out? He talking about generators being delayed. You see how this get find out? You see how the Lord is exposed up with them. But he jump in. Folks, if Jack just said the generators delayed, then buy it. You all listening to what I'm saying? If he said they have been delayed, they have not been purchased as yet. So don't hold your breaths. Don't hold your breaths, good folks. Let's bring you in quickly to what we're following around the region. Folks, when I told my wife about this story, she says postpartum depression. A mother in Jamaica threw her daughter off of a 3-story building. The child succumbed to the injuries, and they're telling us the mother is still hospitalized. I understand, right? I understand to an extent. Folks, you know, they say, Hogaxi mama, or make your mouth so long. I understand that statement acutely. How a little bundle of joy could sometimes be a bundle of burden. But we got to love them nonetheless and persevere. And you see, if you're poor in this life with children, even worse. Us big people, we understand that hunger is a state of mind. But how do you tell a child, bear your chief? Not until today. Right? And I understand when our church child came, did a lot of reading on postpartum depression, trying to understand all my wife's moods and so on. I understand a little better, you know. The old hymn says we'll understand it better by and by. That's why I understand it. A little better now. By and by. Woman threw her infant. The mother's still hospitalized. Look at this little baby. Father, have his mercies. Father, have his mercies on us. Now this in James, Jamaica, they're telling us that CARICOM and Cuba, like since I hear Cuba back in Venezuela, I even want nothing to do with Cuba. But nonetheless, they put it on the fight card, and let me say what it says. CARICOM Cuba marks 51st anniversary of diplomatic relations. Next. I think we're going now around the world. Next. Like everyone read it with Cuba. Here Cuba back in Venezuela. I even want to read nothing with Cuba. Putin is running for president next year. Vladimir Putin. They said he hopes to extend his over 2-decade rules. Yeah. Power corrupts. You remember who said that? Lord Acton, if I remember correctly. You know, but I'm using a different English now, and memories keep slipping. Lord Acton, power corrupts, and absolute power corrupts absolutely. You know, that's what some of them infected with. They don't believe the thing could go right without them. They don't believe it. He wants to run for president. Apologies. He wants to run for president. Again. I got to tell this night, you. That's big. People got to stick together, you know. Got to tell this night, you. And so he's gearing up for 2024 run. They're telling us aiming to extend his rule with over 2 decades. Over 2. He not enough, you know. He not enough. I understand these Russian trained people, these KGB operatives. You know, some of them that we know as a state, we're not looking for, you know. Oh, you come, you serve a term, you take 2. Go write your book, the man, go to pasture. Go to pasture. Then take a left, you know. Eva Maddis, Raquel, John Cook, then take a left. You know, I ask you the Father to know when it's me time. I man, but he pushed me out the way. Right? Let me saunter gracefully, like just stage left. Build and mold the young ones. Right? I get rid of me. I just ask the Father to understand the signs of the times. When it's my time, they move out the way. Oh, y'all think there's 100 saying, let's fight, let's fight, let's fight every night? Oh, they got another thing coming. Here another thing coming. You better ask you know. They got another thing. You think I'm the 8 and 6 saying, let's fight, let's fight, let's fight? Oh, you think it's just I'm gonna go off and enjoy some quietude. You know, see my kids grow up, get married, have their own families. You know, spend some time with the old girl. You know things, right? You know things. Spend some time with the old girl and so. She says to get married next year and tell you all. Yeah. The main wedding angel next year. All are invited. As I have more details about the location, so y'all gonna have it. I was there by Debbie Collins the other day. I was by Debbie. Debbie, thanks for the thing. By the way, the mayor and his wife, thanks for the thing too. Lord Mayor and his wife, thanks for the thing as well. Ring the bell one time for the mayor and his wife. Mr. and Mrs. Alfred Mento, thanks for the thing. Tell them by Debbie. Here, Debbie, tell me. Look, listen to me. You got some cantankerous people in this world like Putin, you know. Debbie, tell me. Sharon, everybody say talking about this wedding, but you ain't giving location. Some of y'all brazen like that. Sherry talking about this wedding, but you ain't giving an invitation. I said like Debbie Russian trend. Savage Dash. I said like Debbie Russian trend. She coming at me like that viciously. She said, Sheriff, people want pack barrel. They want send things, but they ain't got an address. I said, oh, now you're talking. Right? Oh, now you're coming around me correctly. As I have more details, folks. You all have more details. All are invited. That can be the In the Ring link up / the main Wednesday Angel. That's it's gonna be hybrid. Right? One section is the In the Ring link up. And the other section is where we watching the young couples go out. We started molding them, the next generation. The main West Angel. Yeah, it's going to be the biggest thing happening West Coast Babis. Biggest thing. Soon as we have more details. All are invited. Right? All are invited. Right? Mark, you buy the suit yet, boy, Francine? We got to go looking good. Candy? Candy side there. And you close, Candy. You got to buy a ticket. A bridge fare, and is that? I think you're close enough to walk and all. F4? Debbie came at me and said, Debbie Russian trend. Right? Like Debbie sat on the foot of Putin. Debbie Collins. Debbie Collins. Moving on. Look, story here now. Folks, as for the next generation, we want to mold and so on. But like it's not there too soon. This young lady tried to burn down the birth home of Martin Luther King. They tell us the whole thing was caught in camera, even though they didn't send us a video. The whole thing was caught in camera. She tried to burn down the home of Dr. Martin Luther King, the birth home. It's happening with these young people now. Angela Jordan, I'm just like coming to the wedding too. Angela, you are invited. You're invited. You don't wait for invitation. You're invited. You're invited. Please and thank you. She tried to burn down the board home of Dr. Martin Luther King. Folks, I have noticed an uptick, a surge in the school violence in this country. I used to have some schoolyard scuffles. No, them boys pulling out AK, Uzu, chopper. Sometimes I don't know the difference between them and the Sindicatos. We told you recently of the young man at, what school was that? In Parfait Harmony, Westminster Secondary. Stabbed in his neck, big laceration. What's happening out? Just this afternoon, the old girl and I, my wife would like me call her the old girl. Don't tell her I said that. We talking about the same thing. I said, we had our own time at school, you know. I had a bag like that. They never expected much to come out to me. Some of them washed them out on me. Look at me now. Friday night, 3,000 watching us. Yeah, miss. I tell you, what's happening? We have a little schoolyard scuffle. The art fight here and there. Them boys ain't care now. One kick up the boy. You know, in the schoolyard. Lash, another one lash. His colleague in the head with a bat. What's happening? This young lady tried to burn down the board home of Dr. Martin Luther King. Something loose out there. That's what the air, man. Huh? Like Maduro spreading. Daniel King, Candy, the leader indigent. Can he buy the dress, girl? Or you got something put away? Huh? You got something put away? All of you like me, wife, can you hold up. Hold up. My wife has never tell you when she buy new clothes. It's when you're going out. I say, I just put down. My wife always got something put up. She'll never bring it when she buy it and say, here, look, take me for your fastness. It's when you're going out and she lash out. They try to outdo you. I say, I know this one. So I just put down a little while. Oh, that was when I could have come for that little amount in the backyard. No? Can you got something for that? We might got to go to share arrangement. So we might got carry food. So we might got something put down. You see? You might got something put down. You just don't know. Leslie, you got something put down here? I see Guyanese spectators say Granger crawl out. Folks, moving on. You like the Cuba story. Moving on. Look at this one here now. I tell y'all. This is in Great Britain. Teenagers convicted. Hereby 6 French teenagers in France. Oh my God. I've given the British a bad name. 6 French teenagers convicted in connection with beheading of the school teacher. My God, Jesus have mercy. Jesus have mercy. Beheading of the school teacher. You read that right, folks? Right? The times we're living in. You might have not liked the teacher here and there. Some of them upset you. I upset a lot of people when I was a teacher too. The Lord had sent me to upset them. I upset a lot of them too. But my God, I hope nobody ever thought about taking my years ago to get out of the profession. I just got this class now. Every night at 8 to 9 in the mornings. Beheaded 6 teenagers. Right? I wonder what he do them so. Samuel Perry. What he did to them. God of mercy. Beheaded him, you know. 6 French teenagers. We know that nothing is new under the sun. Right? It's everything our generation did, the next can do, and so on. But I didn't think we do this. I didn't think we'd behead nobody. I didn't think so. Huh? I didn't think we'd behead nobody. Annalisa, what by your side? Huh? Y'all touch anybody? Lynette, Kyle, Donna Liverpool, Sherry, Shiroda. Y'all touch anybody? Andrew, Jason, Leon, Gala Spectator, y'all touch anybody in school? Man, Gala Spectator come up, Granger, man. Oh, shucks. Granger got to me 3 months, $3 million a month pension. Little man, do he think the man? Oh, shucks. He in a better position than we. The man do his time. Let's leave him alone. Let's thank him for taking this case to the ICJ in 2019 when he did, and actually using the oil money to benefit us. Using the signing borders and taking this matter to the ICJ, or we would have been up creek further right now. Could you imagine if Granger didn't take this matter to the ICJ in 2018? Could you imagine if we didn't have the framework for the oil and gas industry? Where we would have been now? We got oil money and we punishing. The matter before the ICJ and the Venezuelans are more aggressive. Imagine where we would have been. So then we left Granger. We have other fishes to fry. So then we left Granger. Please and thank you. Right? Please and thank you. So moving on. Moving on to things we can actually manage. Things we can actually manage. Pope Jackson said, don't pay no attention to Maduro. You know, Maduro has issued, is issuing licenses to and concessions to companies to go into oil production in our territory. Jackson said, pay no attention to him. Right? Pay no attention to him.
Most egregious is to create a division within PDVSA and some of his mining companies to explore for oil or give concessions in our territory. And then he threatened companies in Guyana. Now, any attempt to explore for petroleum by his state oil companies or state companies in our territory will be seen as an incursion by Guyana. An incursion and an attempt to alter the situation on the ground contrary to the ruling of the ICJ. And I want to say to the companies that he is giving an ultimatum to. They should pay no regard to Maduro or his ultimatum. We will defend that territory as sovereign Guyanese territory in which they operate. They're operating legally, lawfully in this territory.
Yeah. That's what the VP said. I just wanted to know we can defend that territory from Saudi Arabia. We can defend it from Dubai. But folks, I want to end on a high note. I want to end on a very high note. I want to end on Jacques Duno. I think what the leader of the opposition, Mr. Norton, said is very instructive on this same issue of the Venezuelans. Right? He put out several steps we should be pursuing to protect this country. I think one of them is the recapitalization of the Ghana Defense Force. Right? Another one is greater education, especially in Essequibo concern this whole controversy. Then people do 2 days in education, I think it's 10 years. I think it's a lifetime. Back to the status quo. Back to the status quo. Mr. Norton has offered a series of things we should be doing, see, to move forward in this matter. A series of things. Take a look. Take a listen.
recapitalize the Guyana Defense Force to ensure it has the equipment and other resources to defend the territorial integrity and sovereignty of our homeland. 2. Deploy special envoys to key institutions and countries of the world to explain the justness of our position and to re-emphasize our commitment to a peaceful resolution to the controversy. 3. Establish a high-level border security commission comprising the parliamentary opposition, other key political and civil society stakeholders, as well as experts in international law, national security, and diplomacy. 4. Take measures to curb the further influx of Venezuelan migrants into Essequibo, noting that one of Venezuela's strategies seems to be to populate Essequibo with Venezuelans in pursuance of its spurious claim to our territory. 5. Gather and share accurate information on the number, location, citizenship status of Venezuelan migrants currently in Guyana. Apart from the children of Guyanese who are entitled to become citizens of Guyana, there must be a halt of the issuance of birth certificates and national ID cards to Venezuelans. Recapitalize the Guyana Defense Force to ensure it has the equipment and other resources to defend the territorial.
There you have it, folks. Mr. Norton giving us several things that we should be pursuing, folks. That we should be pursuing, you know, to greatly protect this country, and that's what we want. Greater protection. That's going to do it for us at this end, good folks. That's going to do it for us. Final program for the week. Thank God it's Friday. I never know. Father, give us a quiet weekend. A quiet weekend. But above all, give us strength to bear. Strength to bear. Having done all to stand, we stand up here. We outside, we here. We go hold straight. We go hold straight, folks. We go hold straight. Right? Candidate Indigit, Sandra Hanover, Auntie Sandra, good to have you on the live. Maxine Dennis, I think that's going to do it for us at this end, good folks. That's going to do it for us at this end. And that's the last bell. Good to have had you here all week long, folks. Have a fantastic weekend. Share the live before you go. Smash that emoji button. Get some rest, folks. Get some rest. Sunday is a day of reflection. Prayer and reflection. Remember that. Don't go partying and backballing and all that. Not Sunday. Right? Maybe tomorrow, but not Sunday. Prayer and reflection. And be vigilant, folks. Watch out for fake news as well. Thanks for being here with us all week, folks. Camille Cox. Good to see you at that end, Camille. And Faye Navarro. Good to see you. Eva Mattis. Camille is all the way up in Region 6, one of our councillors. The hardest working council in Region 6. Please and thank you. Jordan Cook, Diane, good to have you on the live. And Georgiana, rather. Good to have you, Julian, Camille, as I said. Debbie and all the other folks. Alison Cortez. Have a great weekend, Alison. All the other folks, we're going to see you back here on Monday. God willing. See you guys back here. Stay safe.